Welcome to Greg Hansen's Video Notebook, brought to you by Sam Levitt's Furniture. I'm Star Sports Editor Ryan Finley here with Greg Hansen. Greg, coaches are in the news lately. Steve Sarkisian had to apologize after being caught drunk and on the microphone at an alumni rally. That's not good. Just across town last week, Jim Mora told reporters flatly, "I'm an a-hole," and he didn't clean that up like I just did. Is that just the way coaches are? Is it this time of year where they're stressed out, or is this just us paying closer attention than we ever have before?
I think if the average guy in the street went into a Pac-12 football practice, the first thing they would tell their next door neighbor is, "You can't believe the language I heard there."
Yeah.
I mean, and maybe that's one of the reasons they close practices now. Mm-hmm. It's not that they don't want you to see the secret plays. Right. It's because they don't want you to hear the F-bombs.
Right, and it's funny, I mean, you've been going to football practices for 30 years. I did under Mike Stoops and then under Rich Rodriguez. In a way, if you've seen one football practice, you've seen them all. Coaches are going to yell at guys. Players are going to yell at each other. I mean, some of my most memorable practice moments were fights. Adam Hall deciding to mix it up with somebody. At what point do we draw a line, sort of as sports fans and as a society, between what is acceptable and what is not?
I think Steve Sarkisian will move on, but always will be remembered for that. Mm-hmm. Jim Mora is an a-hole, I think. He moves on because he's winning.
He is who he is.
If you win, you move on.
Right.
Okay, the final year of the Pac-10 Skyriders. Mm-hmm. We were at Stanford. We went out to dinner and drinks with Stanford's athletic director, Andy Geiger. Mm-hmm. He gets tanked.
Right.
Statute of limitations is passed, I can tell the story. He gets tanked. He throws a glass of wine in the face of the Tacoma News-Tribune beat writer, Don Borst. It was a melee. It never got in the papers. Nothing ever came of it. Andy Geiger didn't have to apologize, and he wouldn't.
Right.
He was upset, and it went away. If that happened tomorrow, the Stanford AD would be fired, I think.
Yeah. How complicit are we as media in kind of demanding our pound of flesh in shaming a guy after these things happen? Steve Sarkisian comes out and says, "I don't think I have a drinking problem, but I'm going to seek treatment anyway."
Good.
He comes out and he says it was a mixture of prescription drugs.
Sure he did.
Sure he did. But at some point, is it more important now that you say, "Yeah, I'm going to go get treatment," than actually go get treatment?
Yes. I mean, isn't that the way it works?
I mean, that was my takeaway. When I saw the Sarkisian press conference, it was just, somebody somewhere said, this would sound really good. You can't blame it all on the booze. And yeah, tell them that while you don't think you have a problem, you'll go seek treatment.
Yeah. I can't throw stones. I can't be the moral judge in that one, because for years in Pac-10 press boxes, they handed out beer after the game.
Right.
I mean, at Cal, they had a refrigerator there full of beer. We were together at LSU. And that was only a few years ago they hand out beer. And we were slapping hands and everything.
LSU had, if I remember correctly, girls, stewards, who'd come around and give you choices.
I know, yeah.
It
was here too. It was at U of A.
Yeah, it's a cultural thing. And in the case of Steve Sarkisian, I think what's worse is that this might give you a window into what kind of guy he is. I mean, he's got some personal issues, going through a divorce. I wonder if this all kind of came to a head on Saturday.
It probably did. And I heard Mac Brown on ESPN say these coaches are wiped out now after 3 weeks of two-a-days. That's not an excuse, but they are wiped out.
Right.
And Steve Sarkisian, I think, is one of the best guys in the Pac-12 as far as good human beings go. So he'll get a pass, and that's why Kevin O'Neill got fired and Sark won't.
Right. At the end of the day, Steve Sarkisian should follow the rule that I learned you got to follow at weddings if you're giving a toast.
What is it?
Get on the microphone first.
Oh, yeah.
Drink after. Not the other way around. It never ends well there.
Yeah, I hear you.
Well, that'll do it for this episode of Greg Hansen's Video Notebook, brought to you by Sam Levitt's Furniture. For Greg Hansen, we're going to tell some more drunken coach and AD stories off camera. I'm Ryan Finley. We'll see you next time.